We're all eagerly anticipating season 23 in 2025, but Family Guy has generously provided two holiday specials. With spooky season here, they of course delivered another Halloween special. Let's hope it impresses. Titled Peter Pumpkin Cheater. A fun phrase after a few drinks, the episode starts with the Griffins trying on Halloween costumes in aisles, being self-proclaimed trash. Brian, I don't care. I found our costume. We're going to be Sunny and Cher. Bets on who volunteers for Cher? Stewie clarifies Brian will be Sunny to his Cher for trick-or-treating. Brian hints he could have plans, emphasis on could. So Stewie teaches Brian his part in Sunny and Cher's I Got You Babe duet. I comment on Stewie knowing choreography, but after 23 seasons and 25 years, we know why. Go dance, Stewie. After too many hip shimmies and another telling off, Stewie says he's done and Brian should trick-or-treat with Rupert. I hang out with my friends. Oh, your friends, huh? Name one. As Stewie ponders Rupert, Brian returns his sunny mustache, revealed to be from Tom Tucker. Now that's the real horror story. With Brian out, Stewie decides bringing Rupert to life is his only option, channeling inner Frankenstein with questionable ingredients. Stewie successfully creates... Wait, he forgot an ingredient. Can't forget that one. And finally, this metal-studded dog collar to conduct electricity, not because it's my biggest kink. Despite efforts, his creation doesn't animate, or so he thinks. Stewie spends his night ranting to Rupert about Brian rejecting his invitation, wishing he were dead, an extreme reaction. But haven't these two had an emotionally charged friendship? And now to fulfill your wish, I must kill Brian. As someone who grew up watching Chucky, this is deeply unnerving. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Brian tries to prove Stewie wrong about friends, calling Vinny. While not the strongest plot, I like them reiterating Brian and Stewie truly have no one outside each other. Their relationship has been a core factor in the show's 25-year run and remains so. But before I delve deeper, Rupert is behind Brian with a knife. Hey, while I got you, let me show you my yard. So much potini. You know what? I'm with you, Rupert. Kill him. Trick-or-treating night arrives, and Stewie looks fabulous, spotting Sunny or Anthony Kiedis if you're Meg. I can't unsee that now. Thanks, Family Guy. Stewie recognizes Rupert, but realizes in their talk the bear took his words of killing Brian too literally. Before he can change the bear's mind, Rupert makes the ultimate getaway. As Stewie goes to save his best friend, another familiar face appears. Trick or treat. I'm a registered offender. To any parents watching, if you're unsure about sending kids out, there's your warning. While waiting for his friend at outdoor movies, Brian is approached by Rupert, whom he doesn't recognize, and gets a verbal beatdown about being a good friend before leaving for the bathroom. Oh, this is the spot, all right. The spot to die. Stewie, it's hard to tell, makes it to the movies, tracking Brian in a life-or-death situation. Oh God, I'm too late. You're not too late, but by the time I start helping, don't you think it'll be too late? Despite his solid logic, he steps in before it's too late. Rupert, who suddenly has the sharpest teeth of any teddy I've seen, explains his motives. You turn to me only when Brian's mean to you. I'm always second to him. To be fair, this was a conversation between Brian and Stewie in season 16's Dog Bites Bear, where Brian had similar feelings about playing second fiddle to Rupert. So maybe Stewie needs to evaluate how he prioritizes his only two friends. Do you know my names? Not even Rupert? It's Jerry. I've been hanging out with a Jerry. This changes my opinion. But Stewie prioritizes his best friend and grapples Rupert before he completes his epic slow-mo takedown of Brian. He gives Rupert one chance to change his mind, but when the bear doesn't, Stewie faces a heartbreaking decision. If I could back time, if I could find no way. Are we 100% sure this isn't Cher? As usual with these somewhat toxic, codependent best friends, Brian and Stewie make amends, apologizing for prioritizing anything but each other. But it isn't the end of Rupert, which you probably guessed if you've seen the show, as this is his fifth almost death. What on earth do they talk about? Oh, if you only knew Lois. Let's move to the main plot of this 20-minute special. Joe and his giant pumpkin. No, get your heads out of gutters. It's a literal pumpkin. How'd you get so big? You're not helping me here, Quagmire. Joe tells the guys he wished for a pumpkin big enough to enter in a Quahog's Great Pumpkin Halloween contest. And with that wish, plus months of care, he finally has one that should beat long-standing winner, Patrick Moskey. Why'd I know that name? Wait, weren't there weird rumors about him and Bonnie? I won't even count how many times this makes it on the Bonnie cheating on Joe tally chart at the Clam. Joe is still talking about the pumpkin, annoying. The other guys who decide to continue their holiday prank tradition from season 9, planning to hide Joe's pumpkin. It's not as extreme as tricking Quagmire into sleeping with Joe, but I guess a prank is a prank. Oh, we wrecked Joe's pumpkin and my sneakers. What are those? Are those Yeezys? They're cheaper now. Well, thank you for answering my rhetorical question. Peter and the guys try to cover up their mistake, but there's no hiding that mess. At least Joe shouldn't be too upset. Oh, he has a gun in his mouth. We can put it back together. Are you telling me you can do what the Humpty Dumpty crew couldn't? Wow. And I thought my references were dated. Peter suggests scooping up the remains and trying to refill it since damage is only on the bottom. But when Joe says that won't fix a 307 pounds pumpkin, Peter gets an even better idea. 307 pounds is my exact weight. This is crazy, but I think I could slide in through the hole in the bottom. If I could only make one critique, that line didn't earn a giggity from Quagmire. I mean, come on, it was right there. With their plans set, Peter stays in the pumpkin until the competition. He doesn't even come out when announced as the winner of the pumpkin pie eating event. Sorry, bud, we'll get you pie later. Enter Patrick Moskey, aka Glenn Powell, aka Pump King. How many giggities does this episode have? When Joe told us about Moskey, he clearly left out how cool this guy was. Let me get a closer look at your pumpkin. Could barely see it from over there. The moment for results arrives, but first, the rumors are true. It's just pumpkin stuff, Joe. Oh good. See, fellas? Pumpkin stuff. Unsurprising at this point, Bonnie offers nothing but hate for her husband, which feels like a waste with Jennifer Tilly's voice. I mean, she's the original bride of Chucky. What a wasted opportunity. But what is surprising is that Joe wins, finally ending Moskey's reign. What are they doing? All Pumpkin County winners enter the state Halloween contest in Providence. So his victory is short-lived as he realizes Peter is on a one-way truck to Providence. Of course, they find him, but again run into Moskey, who questions how legit Joe's win was. Last year your pumpkin was 18 pounds, and this year it's 37. Powell doesn't have many scenes, but holds up well. As pretentious as Moskey is, there seems potential to build on this character. Peter lasts most of the day before needing to break out for the bathroom, but he's not the only one. I'm not really sure what to do. Maybe we just vote on the fattest guy. This seems mean. Now, sure, Peter, let's call out the fat jokes in your 25th year. Yeah, now's where you draw the line. Joe questions how Moskey knew he was cheating, but as the former Pump King points out, it's impossible to grow 1 over 20 pounds. A quick Google search says that's not true, but hey, what would I know? I'm a different type of Pump King, iron guys. Pumping iron. Geez, what? Yours always are. My fat son sits in mine every year. With that, Moskey leaves the show, hopefully not for the last time. I have to think about this, but I think I may be in love with that guy. We've seen Top Gun. Maverick, we're all with you, Joe. To say this is a bad episode would be unfair. It's fun and has its moments, but isn't as strong a Halloween episode as past ones. I think that's just natural when a show has had high points like Family Guy. Everything else can sometimes feel mediocre, but it's by no means bad TV. Glenn Powell delivered in his few scenes, leaving me wanting more, which to be fair we probably could have had, as 20 minutes felt too short for a special. As always, Stewie steals every scene, and having Joe lead the other plot was a smart move to mix things up from Peter always being front and center. You could argue low points for unoriginal plots or Lois only having a few lines, but I'm sure some of you are happy about that second part. Ultimately, it was holiday fun with classic Family Guy whimsy, which leaves me wondering, will the Christmas holiday special be an improvement or a downgrade?